The sky had already begun to bruise with the color of a slow goodbye when I stood by the window, watching the horizon pull you further from my grasp. You hadn't arrived yet, but I could feel the gravity of your absence pressing against the walls. In the quiet hours of dawn, I poured everything into what I was creating, not because I had time, but because love has never respected clocks. Every stroke, every fold, every note of what I made whispered your name. It wasn't just a gesture, it was a part of me, sealed, wrapped, and hidden in what I feared I couldn't say aloud. I made it only for you before I left, because I didn't know how else to explain the echo you left in me. You see, there are confessions that don't belong in words, truths too deep for letters and too raw for voice. So I built them into this, a song stitched with longing, a page soaked with unsaid apologies, a token that holds my heartbeat. I didn't want you to think I vanished without meaning. This creation is my proof that I stayed, in spirit, in memory, in the shadows of every corner we touched together. There were nights when I nearly gave up, when my fingers trembled and my will bent under the weight of knowing I'd soon be a ghost to your days. But I kept going. Not because I was strong, but because your name gave me strength. I made it with a kind of fragile urgency, the kind that lives inside people who know their goodbye is final but still want to leave warmth behind. I didn't just make something beautiful, I made something honest. My pain, my hope, my love, all woven into it. You may hold it and not understand it at first. It's okay. It was never meant to be understood immediately. This thing I made, whether it's a poem, a letter, a canvas, or a melody, it is layered with time and emotion. It asks to be felt, not studied. And in time, you will hear me in it, not the person who left, but the one who stayed up night after night, pouring out every ounce of themselves into something eternal. I made it to live when I no longer could be near you. I wonder now if your fingers will trace the edges. Will you know they once trembled in love? Will your eyes pause at the imperfections and realize they are my fingerprints, my flaws, my sincerity? I did not make it to impress you. I made it to hold you, gently, silently, and always. I made it because I couldn't bear the thought of leaving without a part of me staying behind. Not in pictures, not in echoes, but in this. In the quiet legacy of something crafted with devotion. When I left, I didn't take your memory with me. I left it there, nestled in the folds of what I made. That's the secret. You think I walked away, but really, I wrapped my goodbye in something that could never leave your hands. And maybe one day, when the world slows down and silence returns to you, you'll reach for it and understand. You'll realize it was always more than a gift. It was a confession, a living one, tender and unresolved. You might find a part of yourself reflected in it. That was always the intention. I didn't want to make something only about me. I made it about us. Our seasons, our midnight talks, the way your eyes softened when you listened. Every memory found a place here. I wanted you to feel safe in it. I wanted you to remember not the pain of my leaving but the beauty of what we had. And if that's the only thing that survives, let it be enough. I crafted it knowing I'd never watch you open it. There's something both tragic and beautiful in that. But I accepted it. My presence wasn't required for the moment of discovery. What mattered was that when the moment came, when you unwrapped it, when your heart opened to receive it, it would feel like I was there, holding your hand through the silence. And if you ever doubt if I loved you, if you question the weight of my feelings, don't look for old texts or faded photographs. Look here. Look at what I made. It holds everything I couldn't say, everything I ran out of time to show. It is my apology and my promise. It is my tear-stained truth and my endless thank you. It is my last whisper wrapped in the first light of dawn. Even now, I imagine it resting somewhere close to you, unopened perhaps, or maybe already treasured. I don't need to know. The making was enough. Because I made it with love, with reverence, with the same fire that once danced in my chest every time I looked at you. I made it to survive time. I made it so love wouldn't vanish with my footsteps. You won't find my name boldly signed at the bottom. I didn't want it to be a reminder of me. I wanted it to feel like a part of you. Because you inspired it, fueled it, gave it breath. In a way, you made it too, without even knowing. That's the miracle. Love can be quiet, unnoticed, and still transform everything. So when you hold it next, whatever it is, know that it was born from the deepest place in me. It's not perfect. There are things we leave behind on purpose, and things we can't help but leave behind because they're stitched too tightly to our souls. What I made belongs to both. It was intentional, deliberate in its creation, heavy with all the words I couldn't voice and all the moments I couldn't stay for. And yet it's also accidental, because I didn't know how much of myself I was pouring into it until I was gone. You may never see the full map of my heart inside those details, but it's there, a quiet constellation waiting to be noticed. The hardest part of creating something from love is knowing it may never be received in the way it was intended. I fought that fear with every breath. Because this, what I made, wasn't meant to win admiration or evoke tears. It was meant to carry my truth to you, in the way I never could while standing face to face. I didn't need you to respond. I didn't need you to understand everything. I just needed you to feel something when you held it, the weight of what I felt for you, the echo of everything I never got to say. Before I left, I stood in the doorway for a long time. I looked back more times than I probably should have. Not because I was unsure, but because part of me was still waiting for you to say, "Don't go." But I know you, and you've always loved quietly. So I didn't wait for words that wouldn't come. Instead, I left something behind that would speak louder than anything we could have said. A final offering. Not a goodbye, but a soft continuation. Here, keep this part of me. Sometimes I wonder if you ever found the note tucked inside, the one hidden beneath the layers of what I made. I didn't sign it with my name. I didn't need to. You would recognize the handwriting, the rhythm, the unfinished metaphors I always left hanging like open doors. That note was my heart, stripped bare. I never asked for anything in return. I trusted the universe to carry